What's up, YouTube? Today I'm going to be talking about my new Mega Desk build. So we went from this little setup right here, everything was basically on the floor, to nice big setup, a little nice den for Rocky. Got my workstation over here, and then the PlayStation. PlayStation. So first off, started with measurements. I went with feel. I tried seeing, how long or how long I need of a space. Because originally I was going to go for an L-shaped desk, but I decided to go for a U-shaped battle station kind of thing. It was about 10 minutes in when I realized that, hey, this would actually be work, and the excitement of building something was replaced with the realization that I'd have to do actual work and labor. So I decided to take a good old power nap for a few minutes, just to recharge myself and to also leave the existence of reality. Once I was back, we were all set and decided to go into a little bit of a manic phase, listening to some good old Need for Speed Underground soundtrack with my boy Rocky B. We got pumped and we were ready to do our measurements. The measurements I chose for the braces were 48 by 25 inches, 25 inches being the height. The 25 inches braces plus the 1.5 inch top stud plus the 1 inch desk panel would bring us to around 28 inches for our desk, top to bottom. As everyone knows, that's the peak ergonomic configuration for me to whiff every open goal and miss every headshot. I made sure to drill the holes with a bit that was a little smaller than the screw's width. The reason I did that was because I didn't want the wood to split if I just drove the screw in. While pine studs are relatively cheap, around $4 to $8 for an 8-foot stud, depending on the quality, it's definitely a pain to go back and forth to a hardware store multiple times a day, and I'm speaking from experience on that. Now that I had both end frames up, I decided to do a little mock-up of the desk to see what it would look like. I put two 2x4s at 16 on center, meaning end to end or center to center, they were 16 inches apart. Looking back, I would either make the studs closer together, or instead of using 2x4s, I might use 2x6s. I then cut two more 2x4s for a top desk panel on either side. I decided to add another center post for the frames for additional support. Those cuts were 22 inches in height, so they would fit right in. I made them a little off-center so Rocky would be able to enter from the left side and relax in his little den. After I finished with the frames, I brought up the panel, but I flipped it upside down. This was just so if I had any troubles with any of the cuts, it would be on the bottom part instead of facing up top. I used a circular saw for the two initial cuts and was going to use my jigsaw for the longer cut, but I'm kind of an idiot and I lost a blade to it. So I decided to go with the next best option, which was my dad's third world country rusty saw blade he gave to me just in case I needed to perform a much needed self-lobotomy. Of course, the saw got stuck and I had to call upon the strength of my ancestors to help me pull that out. After that, I tried using the circular saw for the cut, but I kind of chopped the board. Good thing I prepared for my stupidity by flipping the board upside down, huh? After smoothing out some of the jaggedy cuts, I decided to test out the desk. I flipped the top panel so it faced the right way, and I grabbed my desk chair. A few things I noticed were the wobbles in the frame. I corrected those by adding a third frame, 30 inches off the left one, and then I also braced the right frame with some 45-degree diagonal braces. I think this desk came out really well. The right side is where I keep my work stuff, the left side is my new PC I'll be building, so probably my gaming area. Right underneath we have the beautiful Rocky. Look at how cute he is. For the amount of time and effort, around $100 worth of materials plus a few hours with labor, I think this desk is really worth it. It is 8 feet long. Right underneath, I think I'll be adding a little housing for the cable management because it's pretty yucky. and underneath that, maybe a couple bookshelves. If you like this video, please make sure to either like and subscribe, or feel free to call my mom and tell her I'm not a failure.